Aloha! Welcome to part 4 of Mega Man 5, and now we're finally going after Proto Man to stop his evil, heinous actions. I mean, we haven't had any reason to believe Proto Man is a good guy. I mean, he did save Mega Man from rubble in Mega Man 3. He did expose Dr. Cossack, or Dr. Wily rather, for framing Dr. Cossack in Mega Man 4. But he was working for Dr. Wily in Mega Man 3. Maybe he just wanted to distance himself from him because he was tired of being his lackey. Whatever the reason, Proto Man has to be stopped, and so we're entering his great castle with a nice pink sky in the background. Gotta love those pink skies. Proto Man's theme in the game is by far the greatest theme in the whole game. I love Proto Man Castle because this music is just fucking kick-ass. Now, what can I tell you about Proto Man's Castle? There's a lot of, let's say, inaccessible ledges that you need Rush Coil and Rush Jet to reach. So, whenever you get the chance, try and fill up Rush Coil and Rush Jet and the Super Arrow, because my god, you are going to need them for this castle. Whether it's you're going over a spike pit, whether you have to reach a high ledge, it is ridiculous how much you will need it. What I really despise about Proto Man 1 is that there's a lot of white tigers lying around, and white tigers are surprisingly powerful. When they hit you, it hurts like hell. But that's not what really bothers me. It also bothers me that they don't go down in like 2 shots. You have to hit them quite a few times. It only takes one charged up Super Mega Buster, but you know, it's still a pain in the ass. These disappearing, reappearing blocks I hate oh so much can easily be skipped with Rush, so I'm gonna do that because I hate them with a passion, as everyone should. These spinning enemies that are circling Mega Man right now, as soon as they start spinning you, they don't even hurt you. When you go into the next room, they just go away, so it doesn't really matter. They're not things to be worrying about. But here's the first boss of Proto Man 1. And it seems to be a tank much like Grounder from the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Basically, Water Wave is the weapon to use against him because not only is it his weakness, it goes along the ground, which the ground he never leaves. He shoots at you every time you shoot, but the Water Wave dispels it, so it's a pretty easy fight. You could do it with the Mega Buster, but it's kinda harder to do it with the Mega Buster because, well, it doesn't do as much damage as Water Wave, and it doesn't do it as fast, so you can really shave your health off really quick. He's pretty hard to dodge, and, you know, he can be a pain in the ass. But, here's Proto Man 2. Go to the left ladder because the right ladder leads to nothing, and watch your back because they're both shooting at you, even though there's a wall clearly in between you guys. Gotta love Mega Man physics. I didn't say this in Charge Man stage, but these Metool trains, you don't have to shoot the Metool itself, you just have to shoot the entire train in one hit, and it will be destroyed. But it only hurts them when the Metool's head is popping out, as it would a normal Metool. This area is hell! You got conveyor belts that are moving you, enemies who are trying to drop skulls on you, and the first part had spikes in the damn roof. You would not believe how many times I have died trying to do that area. My god, it is brutal. These crystal enemies are easily slid under, sorry. My grammar is not what it should be, but you know, I don't care. The charged up Mega Buster really is awesome in this game. It's so powerful, it kills mostly everything in one hit, which is kind of a good thing and a bad thing because it makes the game rather easy. But there is one difference between the Mega Buster that wasn't in 4, and it's going to carry on from 5 and 6, but not 7 and 8 and 9. Well, not 9 definitely, but you get the idea. And that's in 5 and 6, if you get hit with when you have a fully charged Mega Buster ready, it destroys that charge, and you have to charge it up again. So it makes dodging attacks much more important, but, you know, enemy boss patterns are so simple in 5 and 6 that, you know, I don't find it that difficult to not charge it. Which is, you know, which is what makes the game so much easier, because the Mega Buster is so powerful, and even though you lose it when you get hit, it's still, you know, easy to get back. Anyway, speaking of which, here's Proto Man 2, the boss of it, and I'm pretty sure he has a weakness, but I never bothered to find out what it is, because when I first fought him, I fought him with the Mega Buster, and his only strategy is to walk into you. He doesn't jump, he doesn't do anything but walk. So all you have to do is jump over him, shoot him when the force field is not onto the left or right of him, when it's in the middle of him, and it's easy as hell. See ya in scrap hell, motherfucker. On to Proto Man 3. And I love that fucking castle, by the way. It takes a real big ego to shape a castle in your face. Then again, that's why I love Dr. Eggman so much. Every base he has, his face is plastered on every wall. Maybe the tower has a mustache. I know the Death Egg, which was basically a ripoff of the Death Star, had a mustache. You know, Dr. Eggman. Fucking awesome. But this isn't Dr. Eggman, this is Mega Man. Though he should be a robot master enemy type sometime. Sonic and Mega Man should do a crossover, that'd be awesome. Dr. Eggman. But anywho, Proto Man 3 is pretty much a rehash of the first two levels. It's not so much harder, but it's not so much easier. It's just, you know, it's tough. This is the super arrow. I know I never showed you what the arrow does before. But yeah, when you shoot it, it actually stays in the air for a brief period of time so that you can climb on it, and then it sends flying to whatever the closest wall is. Or not the closest wall, but wherever it's facing. It will keep going until it hits the wall, and then you can climb the arrow until it, you know, eventually falls off. So the arrow is great for climbing up obstacles. Blech. Even though I'm going to be using it later, I felt the need to show you what it does now. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. These metal turrets, they only start firing when you get close enough to them, so, you know, don't stay back too far. This level's pretty tame. And I've got nothing to say, I'm sorry, but, you know, this is the same shit. Oh, here we go, here's something different, one would hope. Yes, it is. This is a bottomless pit area with a line of stone blocks that are moving, and, you know, there are only so many stone blocks, so eventually you're gonna have to keep up with the blocks. Otherwise, you're gonna fall to your death, and, you know, that's not good. And it's also filled with spikes everywhere, because we all know spikes are just fucking fun as hell, right? No, they're not. If Dr. Light was such a brilliant scientist, why would he invent a robot that's weak against spikes? You'd think instead of equipping Mega Man with a fucking better Mega Buster, he'd be like, okay, this thing will prevent you from getting hurt from spikes. Now, technically, I guess there are power-ups like that from 7 and... well, not 7, but... 8? No. Okay, he didn't get spike protection until, like, base and 9, but whatever. Come on, Proto Man, that's just a dick move, putting 3 shields rather, on a stairway. Though it's not a dick move leaving energy tanks lying around, so thanks for that. And this is the final area before the boss, which I'm not going to be fighting in this part. You'll have to stay tuned for part 5, I'm afraid. But for this pit, I'd shoot all the enemies before they reach you, because obviously them hitting you and knocking you off is not a good thing. No, it's not. But yeah, we've seen the worst of Proto Man's Castle, and I'll see you in part 5.